So here we are at the Value Village thrift store. We're starting off at the toy area. We do like to check for vintage toys like Polly Pockets, Beanie Babies, things like that. So down here with all these bags, that's what we're checking for down there is Beanie Babies. We didn't find any except for I think that turkey was one. Nothing in that bag either that caught our eye. Lots of cute toys in there though, just none that we wanted to resale. That little vintage train track, I think it might be, did catch my eye for a second there. Not enough to buy it though. More bags of stuffed animals. Nothing special in there. I did like this little horse. Make a good toy, but it's not vintage or anything, so we didn't end up getting it. Scary Halloween mask. I did stop and take a look at these little piggy banks. That one is a traditional piggy bank. And there was also this shoe coin bank. I looked at the bottom and it did say it was from Holland, which makes sense. It was wooden. It wasn't interesting enough for me to pick up to resale though, but very cute. $6.98 just was not the right price for me for that. And then when we turn the corner here, my mom has a thing for dragonflies, so we're looking at this lamp here. The lamp shade was actually really interesting. It had the little dragonfly cutouts on it. And then we went down the kitchen / housewares aisle. Cute little reindeer soap dispenser. Not really the right time of year for that though at the moment. We're just keeping our eye out for mostly glasswares. We also are looking out for anything that's silver, real silver. We did find that dish there, but it was really dirty and just didn't seem worth it to us at the moment based on the price. This is an example of flashed on glass. You can see that the glass is not colored itself, it's painted on, and that scratches off really easily, so not worth picking up. We did see this little gravy boat thing, but it had a chip in it, unfortunately. It would have been a good pickup otherwise. And just checking to see if there's any glass that catches our eye. Anything that's crystal, anything that is certain brands we're looking for. Nothing yet. I did notice that cute little plate. Looks like a little nursery rhyme plate. These teacups were really cute. We don't typically sell sets of dishware a lot of the time just because it can be hard to ship, but those were very pretty. Good for somebody else to pick up. And that mug looked really pretty as well. We weren't sure if we could sell it for much more than what it was being sold for here. It was very pretty though. Plates, again, we don't typically do like sets of plates just because they're so likely to break in transit. We would feel awful if something of ours broke. We did see those cute little salt and pepper shakers. Sometimes it can take a little while for those to sell, so we didn't end up grabbing those. But they are super cute for anybody who is interested in those. Another super cute little teacup there. It actually looked vintage, but I think that was the only one of that exact design there. We saw the Santa that had seen better times. Lots and lots of mugs here. Now my mom did find this one mug here. Starbucks mugs and cups and all of that. They typically sell pretty well. So and for $1.98 especially. She wasn't sure about it at first, but we do, if we find something that we're interested in, we put it in the cart for later. And at the end, we review everything that we found and make final decisions on what we're going to buy or not. So I convinced her to put that in the cart for later. And around this corner here, I saw this cute little dish. All the flowers, I didn't see any chips. That's what we were checking for here. Very pretty. It didn't have any markings that it was any brand in particular, and I wasn't sure if it was just like a decorative dish or what it would be used for, so we didn't end up getting it, but I thought it was really pretty. And some Easter things. Now here, we find the United States line fish. It kind of reminds me of the Benihana tiki mugs that we found a little while back. Just a little collector piece, a tiki mug / vase / however you want to use it. But the fish we found interesting. It looked like very colorful, looked good quality. And so we were happy about that. And then when we went to the next aisle, we found this Lenox glass and we're looking at that. Lenox is pretty good typically. When I noticed, oh my gosh, there's some more. So I saw that there's those more United States lines, tiki mug, vases, whatever. This one is a volcano that I thought was pretty cool looking. And then we also had this pineapple, which this one is extra cool because it had a lid with a space for the straw, so definitely a tiki mug. So we grabbed those too. What luck. Then we keep going on down the aisle. And what's that? Another one! This one was a guy surfing a wave, but we snatched that up too. We're just collecting them, all the ones that we see at this point. I saw that cute little music box. I typically like to pick up music boxes if they're in good condition. But that horse wasn't that super great condition. Then I noticed these coasters. $3.98, $48, can't tell. But we decided to pass on those, even though they're super cute. Looking for any other glass. That little handmade little pot there caught my eye. Reminds me of when I was in pottery class in middle school. There's a little trinket dish. We have a lot of those for sale right now, so we passed that one up. And then we found some more examples of flashed on glass. The paint is scratching up a little bit. We don't typically get flashed on glass because of that reason. We stopped here and looked at these little bears for a little bit because they were two sets. They looked like they were made by the same people and about the same age, but the one on the left was a lot more faded than the one on the right, and we were discussing why that might be. Maybe one was left in the sun and the other one was in the shade. Not sure. We're getting down to, there's some Easter whistles, Baggie area. If you hear my dog in the background griping for treats. There's some Easter baskets and Halloween baskets. We're getting into a lot of the holiday things. There's Santas, snowmen that we were looking at. And then there is a second horse music box thing. At that point, we're like, oh, maybe we should go look back at the other one if we have a pair. But on closer inspection, the horse was really loose, so we decided not to. We saw this cool little bank here. It's just for coins, and each section, there's a section for each coin. There's like the tall one is for quarters, the short one is for dimes and nickels. And I think originally they had a little lever at the bottom where you could lift them back up to the top to access the coins, but those were missing. Still very cool though. You don't see that very often. On this Santa and sleigh, we were discussing there were holes for possibly reins, and then we noticed this this nutcracker. My mom has a thing for nutcrackers, so this is me trying to convince her to get it for herself, but ultimately she ended up not because she'd already put up all the holiday stuff for the year and didn't want to get it back out to get this in the attic. But it's very cute. Looks like it's in good condition too. But we decided to leave it and then keep looking at the other holiday things. I noticed this cute little basket, but unfortunately the flowers were chipped quite badly on that, or else we probably would have grabbed it. And I noticed this little Santa and reindeer on a sleigh. I liked it a lot because it had movement to it, but it was just the wrong time of year to grab that. If it was before Christmas, then probably would have gotten it and sold it, but just the wrong time of year. Then over here we found another nutcracker, but she was showing me that there's a couple places it's broken, the little nutcracker part of it, and then it's missing a tooth and just not worth grabbing. And this cute little trinket dish we were looking at looks like cherry pie, but once we opened it up, we noticed that the tape had taken a little bit of the paint off, unfortunately. Or else we might have gotten that because it was very cute. Now we're heading over to the purse area. I noticed this drum set on the way over. The purse area is where my mom really shines. She's really good at picking out good brands and good quality. And most of the things we sold on eBay are actually the purses that she has found. So this is really the area where she takes the lead. And they had a lot of purses in this area. We saw this one first, and we thought it might be a specific brand, so we were looking inside of it to see if we could find any markings at all. And did not have any luck with that. But it was really good quality. It just wasn't any particular brand. And so we ended up deciding not to grab it, even though it looked really good. So we moved on to the next area of purses. And I always make sure that we check in the bins there for little clutch purses and wallets and stuff that might sometimes get missed. That one looked like it was made of leather, good quality, but we didn't see any markings on it, and $6.98 was just too high for something that didn't have any markings. She also noticed this one, but again, a little too pricey for what we were wanting. And I went over here to this area while my mom was looking at the other area. I noticed that there's a couple of 9 West bags I was going to point out to her once she reached me. Just looking to see if anything catches our eye. My mom found that one. It looked pretty nice. It's no markings on a specific brand or anything. She did notice this one, really nice leather. I believe it was Willoughby leather. We found a couple of marks on the bottom, but they didn't look too serious. We were really considering getting this one because the leather seemed in really good condition, and it was just a beautiful purse. And then we were checking the straps and noticed some bad damage on the straps. Yep, there she's noticing it. And the straps are a very important place for the purses, so we ended up not getting that one. Real shame there. So we kept moving on. She found this Vera Wang purse behind that brown purse. So we were looking at that. We thought it might be a really good find. It was in good condition. It was clean. Straps were clean. Everything looked good. And then we looked on the inside and saw that it was going for $24.96, and we're like, that might be a little too high for us. That'd be probably around what we would sell it for, so we decided to put it back for somebody else who would probably love to find it for that price. We saw this purse down here was also 9 West. So we're looking at both of those. And then we hit the end of the purses, basically. So we will show you what is left in our cart, and we go off to the side to determine which things we end up keeping, which things we end up putting back, and I will come back to you guys with what we ended up keeping. All right, so we are back to recap everything that we ended up buying. I got this yarn for myself, so we will not be reselling that. I'll be using it to crochet some scarves or something. We've got this Starbucks mug that we got for, I believe it was $1.98. We are going to sell it for about $10. And we have all of these United States line of little tiki mugs or bases that we found. We put a couple of them back, the volcano and the dude surfing a wave. We kept the fish, and we kept this pineapple that has a little straw hole. And on our way up to check out, we actually found 3 more. We found this little hula girl. We found this parrot, which I really like this one. And we found this little tiki guy. So that means we have a total of 5 of those United States line things. We spent about $15 on all those together. and we were gonna sell them as a lot for $30. And so that is everything that we ended up getting at that thrift shop. For a total, we spent $30. Remember to like and subscribe to see more videos like this. If you'd like to see me cleaning these things up before we put them on eBay, go to JL ASMR. And if you see anything that you're interested in buying, go to Watson Wears 22 on eBay. Thanks, guys.